Today we are making s'mores pull-apart bread. I saw this comment and immediately thought, yes, let's try it together today, starting with 1 cup of warm water, a half of a tablespoon of yeast, and I am using a fast rise yeast, a half of a tablespoon of light brown sugar. Just mixing that together and we'll let it rest for like 5-10 minutes. You just want it to get frothy. 1 tablespoon of softened butter or melted if you just don't want it to be too hot because it could kill the yeast. I'll be using all-purpose flour starting with 1 cup, just adding in an additional half cup. We have our shaggy dough, grabbed another half cup, just sprinkling flour down on my mat and turning out the shaggy dough. I'm gonna knead this dough for about 5 to 10 minutes, incorporating flour when it gets sticky, and I'll let you know exactly how much flour I end up using. My dough looks perfect. I used 2 cups of flour in total. Spread some avocado oil around in my bowl, and now I'll add my dough, covering it up with a lid, and then I'll just let this aside for about an hour to an hour and a half until it doubles in size. My dough's almost ready, so we're gonna make the filling. I have a half of a stick of softened butter here, a half of a cup of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I'll just mix this all together to form a paste that we can spread on top. My dough has doubled. I'm gonna flip it out onto my mat. I'm just gonna roll this into a square. Now taking our filling, I'm just gonna spread this all over the top. We have some graham crackers. I'm just gonna take about 3 and put them in a little blender to pulse them up, but you could also do this in a bag. You just dust this all over the top. Next, I'm just taking some milk chocolate chips. You guys, I have to say, I am very excited for this one. This might be my favorite pull-apart bread that we've done. I just spread those out evenly, and last, some mini marshmallows. Taking a pizza cutter, I'm just making a few cuts, twice down, twice across. My oiled loaf pan. I'm just folding each section and placing it into my loaf pan. All in there, and it already looks so good. I'm gonna cover this up with saran wrap. I'm just gonna let this rest for about 25 minutes while I preheat my oven. And pop this in at 350, and as always, I'm gonna place a sheet pan on the bottom rack so that if anything bubbles over, it doesn't make a mess in the oven. While that bakes, let's make a little icing that we can dip it in. So I'm gonna start with a half of a block of softened cream cheese. And I'm gonna take about a cup and a half of these marshmallows, and I'm just gonna melt them in the microwave for a few seconds. And you can see after a few seconds, they just get nice and melted. So whip the cream cheese, add the melted marshmallows, a teaspoon of vanilla, and just a splash of milk. Let's taste it. I love it, but I think it needs more marshmallows. I'm gonna melt another cup. I'm just gonna fold this other cup in. Perfect. This baked for 35 minutes. I just covered it with foil for the last 5. I recommend letting it set in your loaf pan for about 5-10 minutes just so everything can set. Now I'm just gonna decorate the top with little Hershey bars, break some graham cracker pieces, and here it is. Looks so good. And let's try it. You can drizzle this icing all over the top if you want. I just kind of wanted something to dip. Okay, this is my new favorite icing. Try it with a piece of graham cracker. Cheers. So good. Let me know if you try it.